Let me check real quick. I might have not updated this stream title. Uh, um, I don't think so. I need to edit this. We'll keep this the same. And yeah, yeah. So let me check quickly if everything works correct. So we can see the live message. So yeah, it is working. And the bitrate is a little low. Let me just this thing a little. Okay, so let's get started. So this is where we left off last night. Um, Hopefully you can see screen, right? Let me check this quickly. I've made a few changes. Okay, that looks good. So we can go into SSG that we are developing, and let me open this image here. And yeah, so here we are with the project that is what we have in the homepage is a list of feeds. So post and till is one of the feeds that I have in the blog, and post. Okay, I have to run this. So we'll just run go run main.go, and if we reload it, and you can see that these are all the posts that belong to the post category or post type, and um, the individual fields. If you look in any of the posts, this is what we have developed. And there will be some issues with things, and yeah, I think that would be a good start. And the thing about like this configuration is that I have this default thing, but anytime I change this, it would reflect it in the like the actual theme of the page. So let me use some more specific colors, like let's say um, for dark mode. So secondary is dark mode. So let me normal will be F6600, and let's also make this secondary as F6600. It will make this similar to that, and let me run this again. So you would see here it is initially blue. Yeah, that's links are also blue. The moment I change the reload this, and that will be to the orange color that I just changed. So yeah, that is not looking good, but yeah, that is how fine grained we can configure this block static site generator. So that is what we have done till now, and we also now need to create templates. Like we already have templates, but this kind of nice looking templates. So we can also do things like uh, inheritance or template inheritance, but that I won't like right now because those are a little uh, not hard to use from the user perspective, but they are a little like there are lots of edge cases where we can run into. Just a second, I think it's a lot of. Yeah, I'll keep this way a little lower, right? So that will create this. Yeah, let's keep this default. Maybe I have a little cracking voice, but yeah, that should be good after this configuration. So now, what I was saying was that template inheritance is so it's I just explain what template inheritance is. So we have this default post template that we will use. Let's say we are using template inheritance, and what we will have is a base template that we will create, and this all configuration will be defined there. However, if you want to change it, we will override the template and use them like in different forms. So that is really handy, but like if we want to have some form of escape characters, then that becomes a little convoluting. So I not preferring that right now. Maybe at some point we will add template inheritance to this. But yeah, one feature is definitely to see to look out for in static site generators is template inheritance, and Jekyll kind of has. I don't know if it has or not. I thought it mostly had. Yeah, so there has a template inheritance because Jekyll uses liquid templates, like templating engine. Maybe we can use that. Right now, I'm not worried about that. So we'll stick with copy pasting this style uh, themes and templates for now. And not a good thing to do, but never mind. So let's not copy everything here. We'll just copy to the styles, and yeah, let's just copy the styles, like the head portion of this, and let's uh, put it in here. And I think what we do is use this style sheet at the very end because if the user wants to override the styles, he can definitely do that. Yes. So here as well, I'll try to add this style sheet at the very end. Okay, so that is feed template done. Now if we run this again, okay, feed template. So there will be a place where we are running this feed templates, and we need to pass the feed object. So this you can see here, it's just a models.feed. We don't want to pass only the feed object. We want to pass the post context, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So let us pass that as well. Let's add feed posts. So this feed object is what? Models.feed. Okay, so this is what we'll keep, and instead of the feed object, we'll pass in the context. And here we need to now make a few changes, which will be dot feed post dot type. I believe it is feed posts plural. So dot feed posts dot type. Okay, and at the end here, we'll add feed posts as well. Okay, that will remain the same. And yeah, let us try to run this. That doesn't give at least any errors. And if we reload this, that has messed up some things. Yeah, this looks good, but something's happened here. Do we have something in style? Yeah, we do have that. So um, yeah, let's try to remove this from here as well, and try to run this again. Yeah, so there was some issue with that. So if you see now, this looks much better. However, this theme has not changing this here, I believe. Yeah. So I think we need to now look at how we are kind of doing this. So let's include this as well. Maybe, okay, we are not using that. Okay, we can at least do this. Theme toggle, theme.js, and I'll just do this way. Okay, and instead of uh, using there, we'll just add a script. So this hopefully should add that. Okay, at least there are no errors. That doesn't work. Class list. So what it does is, oh, we have not added the actual button. Maybe that is the issue. So let's add it right here and then maybe try that out. Okay, that doesn't work. So let me take a look here. Document.getElement by ID. So let's grab this. So we have that button and that theme toggle. I don't know much about JavaScript, so never mind. Document onloaded, that is, it will only run this code when the document has actually been loaded. Maybe, not sure. Yeah. So if we see here, now let me go back. That doesn't keep the session, but I had to reload this. That's quite weird. Oh, maybe because we have added it here. Let's remove this from here and let's add it here, and it's just called theme.js. If you are not aware, like this would work by appending these we call what we call static files into the public folder, and that's why we are able to access that out of that scope as well. So it's still not working. So if you see here, I added change the theme. Now I again make this, so this persists. If I change it from here but not from there, it's kind of weird. So let's call this theme uh, as light, and the current theme will be secondary. So we'll just call it secondary theme. Uh, yeah. So sorry for that. So yeah, let's get back into this. So click secondary theme. Secondary theme will be as light. Not sure I want to call it dark theme, but never mind. So let's run this again, and hopefully that should work. Theme. Okay, it has query selector. All is not a function. What are you giving me, GPT? Where is query selector all? I cannot see query selector all. Never mind. Run this again. So it is showing it. Not sure what it was serving the purpose, but never mind. So now it has no issues, but this is not working. Let me fix this. So here we know that uh, this is dark theme. Let's call it secondary theme now. So that will be the secondary theme that we are using as a label. So the default theme will be light, and then if the secondary, then we set this secondary theme into the class, and on each click we toggle the theme. If it is secondary theme, then to light, and if it's secondary theme, yeah, we'll add secondary theme because that will be the light theme if it was changed. Okay, and that is now working. But this is a little not yet working. So let me look at the source code. So in this, we need to check out the application. I think, yeah, in this we are setting it to local storage. So here, the theme is secondary, but if I change this, it becomes light. And if I go over here, it is light. Okay, but now it works. Maybe now if I toggle the theme here, it is secondary. Now I go here and it is still secondary. Okay, that works now. Cool. Okay, so if you see here, this is working. Even if I reload the page, you can see I'm reloading the pages. If I go back, oh, now it is light. So I don't know why that doesn't work that way. If I change here, you can see this theme doesn't persist there. So when I reload this and change the theme here, and I go back to the post, that this time it works because it has reloaded that page. But since I'm going back using this, it won't pick it up because that is already rendered page. If you get, what I'm trying to say, because that page is already rendered out, and we cannot change that. You have to hard reload this page. Like not hard reload as in hard refresh, just reload the page. Okay, so that is one of the thing. And let's configure the index.html as well. Now I want to do one more thing. Uh, Maybe we can do that. So I'll just copy this and paste it in here. Not sure this would work because it is CSS, and CSS don't, I guess, take in like configurable variables, does it? I have not removed it from there. Let me remove it from here first. Let's remove all of these, and we can have this script, sorry, link style CSS, and just reload the page. Okay, that won't work clearly. You see, because the style.css will not get what we are trying to say here with these things. That is one sad state. We need to keep that as it is. And yeah, we have some other hacky ways for doing this, but let's not do that. Could be really bad in some cases. So let me add this ways for all the pages. So if we go into the home page, we should see a little better. Okay, we have theme, we have secondary theme, and we are using feed posts. So in this case, we need to define this index plugin again because we are passing the whole SSG context here, and SSG context might not have theme in this. So let's add the context as post context, and this will be the entire thing that will pass in here. I also need to pass the config. It is already passed here, so let me pass in the context, and let's try it one time. Count it right over. Okay, that should not be an issue. We just can just do dot config dot feed posts. So in this, so config blog. So what was SSG that it had already made the way to? So SSG is models.ssg and it has feed post directly there because it is a map of string and list of post. And in here we had it differently. So if you would see this, it has a models.feed which is arranged it this way. I think we should stick to this configuration. So let's change that. That might break a few things. So I'll go to the SSG config. Not the config, actually we want to go to SSG and the models.ssg which will have this post, and let's call it feed. Okay, so feed post is it looks like a models.feed, and that is what we have written here as the feed here. That won't work, I believe, because we need a list of feeds. So that will be a little tricky since we have defined it as a models.feed and not a. So how is this working here? Not here. Yeah, here. So this is for a feed. Maybe we can say it as a list of and just pass in one of this process. And in this we'll just call feed. Hopefully that will solve that issue. So it is feed will be type of models.feed. Okay, that we cannot iterate over. Yeah, we don't need to iterate over this, right? Let's remove that, and now with that we don't need to construct this as well because the feed object is the feed itself. And uh, if you want to get this config type, we can simply type in the feed dot type, and similarly here we can do feed dot type. So yeah, that would fix that, and I'm not sure where else this will be messing it up. So ssg.feed post will uh, now require us to, so this is okay. Now we need to change this as well. Now we don't need to make this, we just simply call it a list of models.feed. And so with that we need to append this now. So feed post will simply append this with uh, okay, that will be okay. uh, no, so okay, this is a list of model feeds. We need to check if uh, I think that will mess up a lot of things, because at this point we need to keep track of which posts type are being created with this feed posts, because with earlier, if you would see here, this was the string, so we can directly access the type with the map access, as you would see here. But with if that becomes a list, then we don't have the access to that post type. Yeah, this looks good to me, at least till now. But uh, for post type in feed post, we can like create one more feed uh, feed post lists, which will be a list of models.feed. And with that we can construct this sort of thing, and then set this to feed post list. Yeah, this is one workaround. Yeah, I think that would be good implementation for that. And with that I think we are good. Now back to the problem. So in index.html we had this config.feed post. We can directly call feed post. No, wait. Yeah, I think we can directly call feed post. And model start. Oh yeah, okay. So we need to range over dot feed post. So we don't. Also, feed posts will have the type. So I can just access dot type, and I want to get this type as well. Okay, and executing default feed template. Can't evaluate type in list of models.feed. Where is models.feed? So it is using default feed template. Oh, okay. So feed posts dot type. Let's go where we are defining this, uh, creating the feeds. So it should be right here. And Oh, maybe we can also create one more field called feed post or for a feed info, which will just have the feed information. And so I'll just add in the feed info as a models.feed type. Not required in all the cases, but for individual fields we need to create this. So let's get where we were. And with that default feed template, we can do dot feed info dot type, and wherever we are using dot feed template, so we can use that, and feed info there as well. Okay, okay, that didn't work. It rendered out the uh, like the name from the config, like the name of from the config object, but it was not able to do the this part, I believe. So in feed info dot post, so let me go over here, and in feed info we are grabbing the feed, which will be a type of feed post, and it will be a list of feeds. Okay, and feed will have dot post, so we can access that using that. I think we are doing something wrong. I think I'm on the wrong page, maybe. Slash post, that is working as expected. So the issue is in index.html. So for range in dot feed post, we are accessing the type. So let me go into the index plugin, and here we need to pass the feed post, and then actually maybe this will work. Yeah, so that is indeed working. The dark mode is not there. Let me quickly add that. Okay, that is working. If you go here, and this gives out everything. So now let's quickly go to the editor. So this is the editor template. If you go to, okay, let me add it right here. So we'll call it this. So before that, we'll call the button id editor. So why is GPT so annoying? I also need to add the back button to editor. So this will be, let's add back button and let us add everything from here to this context. The editor theme now might complain with that. Yeah, so now uh, so this is getting a little uh, out of context because the editor plugin, like it should technically be an editor plugin now. Maybe we can configure this index plugin to take in a few more things, right? We'll call this, okay, let's add this thing itself. Where are we doing the editor file? Are we just, oh, okay. We are using it from here, right? Okay. So SSG. Let me add the context into models.go, and here we'll use this. that would have been expected to add it there. Okay, this looks good, but just the name, I'll call it template context. Post, themes, config, feed post, and feed info. So post will have the current post data. Themes, as you can see, theme combo that will have two themes. Config will have all the things that we want from the configuration. Feed post is specifically for list of feeds. So this three fields, if you would see, are specific to each of the templates. We can add it as we require. So post is for default post template, feed post is for list of feed post, and feed info is for uh, like a specific post list. So that is that. Now we can try to get this way. So I want to go into main.go and sorry, not main.go. We need to go into db.go and models. Sorry, models dot template context. We need theme. We need the config. We also would need the don't we don't need any other things. So we'll call it models dot theme combo and we'll pass in this context and inside of editor.template you're not using any other things, so that should not be an issue. Let's check that out anyways. Okay, now we need to clean up in the main.go a lot of files. So this will be just adding in models dot post context. It is not post context, it is now template context now. Models dot theme combo. So post context is moved to models dot template context. Same here. Okay, I think that was it. So it still works without any hiccups. Okay, let's check out this other positions. Those are working fine as well. However, we don't have this editor template. That is not, oh, because tailwind. Let's remove that and try to load that. That will be bad. So let me add the script theme. No. So that way we can have the toggle button. I didn't add the button, my bad. Okay, now instead of hard coding these values, let's remove wherever we have added this. So text3 Excel text semi-bold localhost editor MB4 text light LG light green maybe shadows empty font medium and here text LG I don't know what oh it's large sorry and here we'll keep things as it is just here we'll need to remove this and over let's remove that as well. That should be it. No, there is one more thing. Text gray theme toggle. Let's keep that. Not a good thing, but that will remain white, I believe. So let me check where it is. Is it 0, 0? So for input, let's keep this without any class and yeah, actually let's keep this without any class and that should be it. I know the reason I believe because yeah this text color will be white and that will be not working in tandem with that. So let's add everything here. Wait, did I not? It's there, right? So let us not copy everything here. Let's just copy the title till the form, I believe. So from here and copy it till the title. So let's run this and hopefully it really change anything. Not sure what it is changing. So let's grab that. The whole form. Okay, now it is looking like it will work. But this, will it work? No, maybe because this one. However, we don't have that uh, text color. So let's call it the color. I will keep it secondary text, not secondary text. Actually, it should be text color. And let's reload this. And background color with the BG color. I think I have those variables. Yep. So if I, yep, now it looks good. Let's toggle that. To be honest, that doesn't look good. To be honest, I think this is what I need. Uh, okay, let's check this once. That's not. So what it's doing? Okay, let's text area. So I think here we can remove this. So with that, we will have much more control over there. Let's check that at least. That looks good, but that actually removed everything. Uh, let's see what can we remove and what can we keep there. So with full P2 border, rounded shadow, rounded empty, shadow empty, back, yeah, that will be that. So input and text area are the things that we need to remove. I'll remove it from there. Delete till this. Let me grab it here and delete till that. Here as well, we need to delete the colors that are messing up. I guess overridden by that. So that should be it for the password, and that would be, I think, I believe that would be it. Yeah. So the title is still that color. Maybe title we have not changed anything here. Did we? We have not. Okay. So this color is still not changed. Oh yeah, because it is text white, text white, and everywhere it is that. Let's keep that and running. Okay, that looks good to me. The form is looking good. Now we can actually get ahead with this. So theme, you can toggle it off, on and off. So editor, this is editor. Post looks nice. Okay, and now, so we have done those stylings. I think now we can move into Netlify Cloud Functions. So integrating GitHub API won't be a thing because, hold on, what is so now we have the templates correctly configured. So uh, we now need to make sure that we are calling this API whenever we are entering the uh, editor submit button. So I'm talking about this button when we successfully submit the form. So this submit button will trigger out the Netlify API. Right now I believe it is hard coded. Not sure where it is. Yeah, here. And this submit is to a form to the editor, and wait, what? Oh yeah. So this we created this API to call the post handler. So this API is just calling to this post handler method, and it will take in the form. So this will remain the same, only that we will replace this local URL with database URL also. So that will be that step. And the one more step, that is just we looked at over here, it will be replacing this endpoint with the Netlify cloud function endpoint. So that is the two URLs that we need to replace, and that should be it in my opinion, because we don't have any other things to do here now. Only the thing that is left is the GitHub API. We need to add it over here. So we sort of need to run this API, like call this API when we hit the submit button. So inside of that Netlify cloud function itself, when we enter the or we create this response, sorry, we create the post in the database, in the like create a new row after that, or we can create a separate endpoint that will take in the form data and basically respond us with creating this file on GitHub. So these two operations are separate, and let's now go ahead with this step. So I think we will need a token. That token, I think it, right now let's not do that. Uh, so what I want over here, I don't want to get repository content. I want to create file contents. So if you use this endpoint and delete file endpoint in parallel, the concurrent request will conflict and you will receive errors. Okay, we are not going to do that anyways. Okay, is this better? I tried to increase this, but that actually didn't quite work. But yeah, let's see if that helps anyways. So what we need to do now here is we need to create a file. We The structure looks like, why it is not responding. So here we would see path parameters. So we need the owner. So that will be, we can fetch it from the config. Repo will be again from config. Path should also be from the config. However, we need to grab the post type and or like the post path from the form that we are receiving in the request. So that will be grabbed from there and constructed or this the path dynamically. And the body parameters, we have the message, okay, the commit message, content, so the new file content using base64 encoding. Okay, I think we can convert our string into base64. That should not be a problem. And we also need to provide, no, we don't need to provide SHA branch. Let's not provide that because we just need to provide the message and the content because rest of them are not required. Properties of committer, name and email. Okay, so let's get started. Do we use GitHub like SDK in Golang or we just do it manually? Not sure. Let's use SDK because we are anyways using two libraries already. So that should not be an issue because GitHub Golang SDK or client, whatever you call it, Go library for accessing Go. Yeah, it is updated 3 days ago, so it should be good and it has 10k stars. Okay, so let's install that. Version 68. Is it a specific version? Yeah, okay. So once we have that, how is the usage? So we create a client, list all organizations for user will nurse. Some API methods have optional parameters that can be passed. That is installed. So I'm worried about the authentication. With auth token, we can use like environment variables. That should be the safest way. Yeah, let's get started. First, I'll get this quickly. I don't know why it's not rendering it out properly. That should uh, So let's go into okay. So that works. So I need to now construct this. So what we need to create this client. So let's create gh client. I'll call this nil, and then we need to use this for authentication. So list all organizations for Norris. We don't want to do that. I just want to so in the examples they have provided here. So I want to new file with app auth. Let's stick here. So git host is git.api.com. Private permissions. Why is this so complicated? Let's call GPT here because this will be much more faster. Definitely we will require that. There's no doubt in that. So repo owner, repo name, file path, file content, and commit message to constraint. So this all we need to like grab because you already have in config or somewhere else from the environment variables, and based on that what we would do, let's see. So okay, so let me grab, let's go here, and inside of block we'll define something called GitHub and pass in the username as Mr. Destructive, the repo name, yeah, let's call it SSG for now. It has already picked it up. Yeah, let's create branch as I think I have GH pages, and we will need one more thing. I think repo owner, repo name, file path. Yeah, I think that should be it. The commit message can be just nothing serious about that, but auth token can be fetched from environment variable. That will be from the Netlify cloud function, so we don't need to be concerned right now. And here, so ts, what is ts? Why do we need auth? Did it mention that? Let's ask him itself. Why need auth? Is it possible without? Yeah. So what is the, so what would it change here? Like if we, so what are we referring to token here? I think that won't make any difference. Okay, I think we will need to do this. Go get and let's copy entire thing because none of is important. Let's start the LSP. So for token, yeah, let's pass the token here itself. That's not an issue. And yeah, we are passing the repo owner, the repo name, the file path, the file contents, the commit message, uh, commit message, well, not commit message, the file content we need to encode in. So before I do this, I'll create this page 64, and instead of the file content, I'll call it encoded content. So that should be it. Encode to, do we have encode to byte? Never mind. So that looks the function. We need to test it out surely. But yeah, that is it. Now I need to quickly deploy this. Can I do this within like half an hour? Let's see. So we have created a lot of folders here. Some of them are not relevant, but never mind. So let's create a netlify slash functions slash uh, this will be, let's call it API and main.go. So in API, let's call one more function called add post, and yeah, let's call it and main.go and call it package main, and I need to install lambda go, which is a SDK. So let's call it function main, and I think we need to okay, now that will be a little dependent on like how we'll write a netlify cloud function that would take request and pass pass the form from it. Is it possible? And run this, or not run, integrate this function for the netlify cloud function and go. So here inside of plugins db.go we had written all the files that we would require. So I just give it everything. So let me check if it has done it correctly. Nope. I need to check it myself. So I've written this function yesterday, and inside of netlify slash functions we have this main.co file, and we do it something like this. So I need to go to here, and that will be that. So let's import lambda, and let's define handler, which will take in the request and return the response or an error. So events is again imported from lambda.go, sorry, lambda.go, AWS lambda.go module. And let's me restart the LSP. Now, yeah, let's do everything that we have done here. That is, so I am using SQLC here. We don't want to use SQLC. So let's just run it till here, or not run, copy till there, and let's import all the packages that we require. So context, this is just for passing things through this you know request, and error response, yeah. So this is the helper function that I have written. This will just, oh, so let me define this as well. This is JSON. Let's define HTTP. Okay, now here we are defining the DB string. So this will be grabbed from torso DB token. So let's call it torso database, not database name, and torso database token, auth token to be specific. So here we'll construct this string, DB string, and connect to the database using the libsql driver that we have not imported, I believe. So this will be github.com/torso database slash yeah, noise, and then this comes the part. Okay, so here we have this function called where it is, yeah, db.co, and this was the function's post handler. So in that case we had, so what it is doing is Pretty simple. So request dot body, this I need to confirm. Let's see. So let me go here, and if you see we are passing the request dot body. So let's see one of the handlers. So handle post, we see we are taking the body, which will be request dot body, and we are marshalling the body into this raw message. Yeah, that looks accessible, so we can do this way. So instead of me copying this code, I will do one more thing, which will be to go here and sort of separate this function out. Let's not do that. Yeah, I guess we'll leave it today. Yeah, we'll see you. Maybe we'll someday midweek. I have one challenge to be completed, and we'll be tuning in someday in this week. So if not, we'll catch up next Saturday. So yeah, we'll leave it here and we'll complete this integration from GitHub in the next to next stream possibly.